Hello, everyone. Welcome back to English Stories Cube. Today's story is about something terrifying, something many of us face but few of us talk about, something that can happen at any age, at any stage of life. Starting over, losing everything and having to rebuild from zero, watching your life fall apart and not knowing if you can put it back together, facing a blank page when you had a full story written. Maybe you've been there. Maybe you're there right now. Maybe you're afraid you'll end up there. Starting over feels like failure, like you wasted time, like you're behind everyone else, like it's too late. But what if I told you that sometimes starting over is not the end of your story? It's the beginning of your real story. Today, I'm sharing the story of a woman named Sarah, a real story about loss, courage, and rebirth. This is about more than English. This is about life resilience. So settle in, open your heart, and let's learn together. Are you ready? Let's begin. The story. Sarah was 47 years old when her life collapsed. For 25 years, she had been married to Michael. They had built a life together, a home, 2 children, a shared history. For 20 years, she had worked at the same company. She had climbed the ladder slowly but steadily. She was a senior manager. She had security, respect, a good salary. Her life wasn't perfect, but it was stable. It was comfortable. It was hers. And then, in the span of 6 months, everything fell apart. It started with her marriage. One evening, Michael sat her down in their living room. The same living room where they had celebrated birthdays, holidays, and ordinary evenings for 2 decades. "Sarah," he said, his voice quiet, "I'm not happy. I haven't been happy for years. I want a divorce." The words hit her like a physical blow. What? Where is this coming from? We can work on this. We can go to counseling. But Michael shook his head. "I've already decided. I'm sorry. I've actually met someone else." Someone else. Those 2 words shattered her world. The divorce process was painful. The house had to be sold. Assets divided. Lives separated. Her children, now 19 and 22, were devastated but supportive. They tried to comfort her, but she felt like she had failed them, failed to keep the family together, failed to see the signs, failed to be enough. While dealing with the divorce, her company announced major restructuring. Sarah's department was being eliminated. Her position was no longer needed. After 20 years of dedicated service, she was laid off. They gave her a severance package. They thanked her for her service, and they escorted her out of the building carrying a box of her belongings. 20 years reduced to a cardboard box. In 6 months, she lost her husband. She lost her home. She lost her job. She lost the life she had built for 25 years. At 47 years old, Sarah found herself starting over. The dark period. For the first 3 months, Sarah barely functioned. She rented a small apartment. 1 bedroom, barely furnished. It felt empty, foreign, not like home. Every morning, she woke up disoriented. For a few seconds, she would forget. Then reality would crash down on her. She would lie in bed, paralyzed by despair. "I'm 47 years old, and I have to start over. I'm too old for this. I've wasted my life. Everyone else my age has established careers, stable families. And me? I'm back at zero." She scrolled through social media and saw her friends. Continue. December 10th. Celebrating anniversaries. Posting vacation photos. Sharing grandchildren pictures. Meanwhile, she was alone in a tiny apartment, unemployed and divorced. She felt like a failure. She felt like life had passed her by. She felt like it was too late to build anything meaningful. Depression wrapped around her like a thick fog. Her daughter Emma called her one evening. "Mom, I'm worried about you. Are you okay?" Sarah tried to sound cheerful. "I'm fine, honey. Just adjusting." But Emma wasn't fooled. "Mom, you don't sound fine. Please, talk to someone. See a therapist. Do something. You can't just give up." "Give up?" Sarah laughed bitterly. "There's nothing left to give up on." "That's not true," Emma said firmly. "You're still here. You're still alive. That means your story isn't over. Maybe this is just the end of one chapter. Maybe there's a whole new book waiting to be written." Sarah wanted to believe her, but she couldn't see it yet. The turning point. One morning, about 4 months after the divorce, Sarah was walking through a park. She sat on a bench, watching people pass by. Across from her, she saw an old man feeding pigeons. He looked to be in his 80s. His hands were wrinkled, his back slightly bent, but his eyes sparkled with life. He noticed her watching and smiled. "Beautiful day, isn't it?" Sarah shrugged. "I suppose." He chuckled. "You don't sound convinced." Something about his gentle demeanor made her honest. "I'm having a hard time seeing beauty in anything right now." He nodded knowingly. "Ah, one of those seasons of life." "You could say that," Sarah said. "I'm 47, divorced, unemployed, living in a tiny apartment. I feel like my life is over." The old man was quiet for a moment. Then he said, "Can I tell you my story?" Sarah nodded. "I was 52 when I lost everything," he began. "My business failed. I lost my savings. My wife left me. I had to move back in with my elderly mother. At 52 years old, I was sleeping in my childhood bedroom, broke and broken." Sarah looked at him with surprise. "I thought my life was over too," he continued. "I thought, this is it. I'm too old to start again. I've missed my chance." "What happened?" Sarah asked. "Well, I had a choice. Stay in that bedroom feeling sorry for myself, or step out and try again. I won't lie. It took me a while to choose. 6 months of depression. But eventually, I got tired of giving up. So I started small. Got a part-time job. Any job. I worked as a cashier at a grocery store. Me, a 52-year-old former business owner, scanning groceries. Was it humiliating? Yes. Did I cry in my car some days? Absolutely. But I showed up. Day after day, I showed up." He smiled at the memory. "And you know what? That small step led to another small step. The store manager noticed my work ethic. He offered me more hours, then a supervisory role. From there, I met someone who needed help starting their business. I consulted for them. One thing led to another. I rebuilt my life. Different from before, but good. Really good. I met my second wife at 58. We've been married 22 years now. I started a new business at 60 that became quite successful. I retired at 75 with enough money and, more importantly, with peace." He looked at Sarah directly. "I'm 82 now. If I had given up at 52, I would have missed 30 years of the best part of my life. The most fulfilling years came after I thought it was over." Sarah felt tears streaming down her face. "But how did you find the courage?" she asked. "I didn't find it," he said gently. "I chose it. Courage isn't a feeling you wait for. It's a decision you make despite the feeling. You choose to try again, even when you're terrified. Especially when you're terrified." He stood up, preparing to leave. "You're 47. You might have 40 more years ahead of you. That's a whole lifetime. Don't let the last 25 years define the next 40. You get to write a new story. The question is, will you?" He tipped his hat and walked away. Sarah sat on that bench for another hour, thinking, crying, processing, and slowly, something shifted inside her. Maybe it wasn't too late. Maybe this was not an ending, but a beginning. Maybe she could start over. The rebuild. Sarah decided to try. First, she addressed her depression. She found a therapist. She started working through her grief, her shame, her fear. It wasn't comfortable, but it was necessary. Second, she assessed her situation honestly. She had some savings from the severance. She had skills from 20 years of work. She had a life ahead of her. But she didn't want to just find another corporate job. She had been thinking about that, about what she actually wanted. All those years, she had been living on autopilot. Marriage, job, routine. She had never asked herself, what do I actually want? Now, forced to start over, she had a strange freedom. The freedom to choose differently. She had always loved design and decoration. As a hobby, she would help friends redesign their homes. They always loved what she did. Could I turn this into a business? She wondered. The thought terrified her. Starting a business at 47? With no experience in entrepreneurship? With limited savings? It seemed crazy. But then she remembered the old man's words. Courage is a decision you make despite the feeling. So she decided. She took an online course in interior design. She created a simple website. She started offering her services for free to build a portfolio. She posted before and after photos on social media. It was slow. It was scary. Many days she questioned herself. But she kept going. After 3 months, she got her first paying client. A small job, redesigning a home office. But it was something. The client loved the result. They referred her to a friend. That friend referred her to another. Slowly, painfully slowly, her business grew. In the first year, she barely broke even. In the second year, she matched her old salary. By the third year, she exceeded it. But the money wasn't even the main thing. The main thing was, she had rebuilt her life on her own terms. She was doing work she loved. She was meeting new people. She was growing in ways she never had before. At 50 years old, Sarah felt more alive than she had at 30. 5 years later, Sarah stood in a beautifully designed living room. A room she had designed for a client who had become a friend. Her business was thriving. She had a team of 3 helping her now. She had a waiting list of clients. Her apartment, she had moved to a larger one, was exactly the way she wanted it. Every corner reflected her taste, her journey. Her relationship with her children was stronger than ever. They had watched her fall apart and rebuild. It taught them more than any lecture could. She had even started dating again. Nothing serious yet, but she was open to possibilities. One evening, her daughter Emma came over for dinner. As they sat on Sarah's balcony, Emma said, "Mom, can I tell you something?" "Of course. When you and Dad divorced, I was heartbroken. Not just about the divorce, but about watching you suffer. I was so worried about you. But now, looking back, I think it was the best thing that could have happened. Not because Dad leaving was good, that was painful, but because it forced you to find yourself. Mom, you're happier now than I ever saw you in all those years of marriage. You're more you." Does that make sense? Sarah felt tears welling up. But they were different tears than 5 years ago. These were tears of gratitude. "It makes perfect sense, honey. Starting over was the hardest thing I've ever done. But you're right. I found myself in the process. The real me. Not the me I thought I should be, but the me I actually am." Emma hugged her mother. "You're my hero, you know that." Sarah laughed through her tears. "I'm just someone who didn't give up." "Exactly," Emma said. "That's what makes you a hero." My dear friends, Sarah's story is not unique. All around the world, people are losing what they thought was permanent. Marriages end, jobs disappear, dreams die, and they face the terrifying question, now what? If you're in that place right now, I want you to hear this. It's not over. I know it feels like it is. I know you're tired. I know you're scared. I know you think you're too old, too late, too broken. But you're not. Here's what I want you to know. First, starting over is not going backward. Yes, you might be at a different place than you were, but you're not the same person you were. You carry wisdom, experience, strength that you didn't have before. You're not starting from zero. You're starting from experience. Second, age is just a number when it comes to new beginnings. Sarah was 47. The old man was 52. Colonel Sanders started KFC at 62. Vera Wang entered the fashion industry at 40. Julia Child published her first cookbook at 50. Starting over at any age is possible. Third, sometimes life has to fall apart so it can fall together differently. What you lost was one version of your life, but there are many possible versions. Maybe the version that's coming is actually better. Maybe this breakdown is leading to a breakthrough. Fourth, you don't need to see the whole staircase. Sarah didn't have a perfect plan. She just took one step, then another. That's all you need to do. One small step forward. Fifth, your story isn't over until you say it is. As long as you're breathing, you can begin again. You can try again. You can choose again. So today, if you're facing a new beginning, take a deep breath. Acknowledge your fear. It's valid. Grieve what you lost. It matters. But then choose to try. You don't have to be courageous. You just have to choose courage. one small choice at a time. Remember, the caterpillar thought it was the end, but it was just the beginning of becoming a butterfly. Your transformation might feel like an ending, but it's actually a beginning. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for staying, even when it's hard. Thank you for considering that maybe, just maybe, your best days are still ahead. If this story encouraged you, share it with someone who needs hope, someone who's starting over, someone who thinks it's too late. Tell them, it's not too late. It's never too late. I'll see you in the next story. Until then, remember, every end is a beginning in disguise. Every loss creates space for something new. Every breakdown can lead to a breakthrough. You can start over. And this time, you can build the life you actually want. This is English Stories Cube. Take care, everyone. And remember, your best chapter might be the one you haven't written yet. Goodbye for now.